So I didn't know how to rest until I was a grown up. I don't mean I didn't take naps. I mean my body didn't know how to be still without feeling guilty. I used to hate Sundays. Sundays meant work. We never had the days off. We didn't go to church. We just didn't relax. That wasn't allowed. I grew up on a farm. Sundays were just another work day, and sometimes they were worse because there was always something that had to be done. In the mornings, I used to pretend that I was asleep. I thought maybe if my dad thought I hadn't woken up yet, he'd leave me alone. It never worked. I don't know why I kept trying it. It didn't matter if you were sick. It didn't matter if you were hurt. It didn't matter if you were exhausted. You were working. Sun up to sun down. Sometimes even 2 in the morning to rake hay or bale hay because that's when the moisture was right. There was always something that needed to be done. Always something that was more important than sitting still. And here's the part that took me years to understand. When you're raised like that and you only get praise for what you accomplish, not who you are. Nobody ever said, you're smart. Nobody ever says, you're creative. Nobody ever said, I love the way you think. Wow, that hit me. That hit me. The only good words you hear are tied to what you did. You worked hard. You finished that. You got that done. You carried your weight. So your brain wires itself around that. You learn that your worth is measured by your output. And you start to believe that being valuable and being productive are the same things. And when that's instilled in you as a child, you don't question it. It just becomes the truth. So when you grow up and someone tells you to relax, it feels wrong. When someone says you deserve to rest, it feels unearned. Because in your body, rest was never rewarded. Accomplishment was. Nobody tells you that survival habits don't expire just because your circumstances change. So when I got married a long time ago, before kids, I literally could not relax. If I sat down, I felt lazy. If the house was quiet, I felt anxious. If I wasn't doing something, I felt like I was failing. Because deep down, I wasn't just resting. I was risking my worth. That's what it felt like. And I know I'm not the only one. Some of you were raised in chaos. Some of you were raised where productivity equaled love. Some of you don't relax, you collapse. And there's a difference. You push until your body forces you to stop, and then you call that rest. But that's not rest. That's burnout. Rest feels lazy when your identity was built on being useful. Stillness feels dangerous when your value is tied to performance. And here's what I want you to hear. You're not broken. If it takes you years to learn how to slow down, you're not weak if rest makes you uncomfortable. You're unwinding something that was installed early. And that takes time. Now I do better. Not perfect. Not as good as I probably should. But I can sit with my coffee a little longer. I can let a Sunday be quiet. I can feel the urge to prove myself and choose not to move. I can do that. And that's growth. If slowing down makes you anxious, if resting feels like you're getting away with something, if you only feel good about yourself when you're exhausted, you're not lazy. You were trained. And you can retrain. Sometimes healing looks like sitting still and not apologizing for it.